Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Afiq Azim bin Arzahan, 01DEM21F1048 DEM4B. Today me and my group will present to you about the open loop and closed loop. So let's see it.
Hello, my name is Azhan Azizi Barazali. My metric number is 01DM21F1066.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Al-Aiman bin Muhammad Ali. My metric number is 01DEM21F1045.
So first is open loop system. An open loop system, also referred to as non-feedback system, is a type of continuous system in which the output has no influence or effect on the control system, on the control action of the input signal. In other words, in an open loop control system, the output is neither measured on feedback for comparison with the input. Therefore, an open loop system is expected to faithfully follow its input command or set point regardless of the final result.
Now I want to talk about the block diagram. This is the block diagram for electric fan. When the switch is held down, it sends a signal to the control circuit, which activates an input driver. The input driver then sends a signal to the fan motor to turn it on, causing the blade to spin and create a airflow. The fan switch could be a physical switch on the fan itself or a digital switch controlled by the control circuit. Improvement for electric fan. Variable speed control. This will allow the user to adjust the fan speed manually, giving them more control over the airflow. Second, timer function. This will be helpful for users who want the fan to turn on before they arrive home or turn off they fell asleep. Second block diagram. This is the block diagram for electric bulb. When the switch is held down, it sends a signal to the control circuit, which activates input driver. The input driver then sends a signal to the bulb to turn it on, causing the filament to heat up and emit light. The control circuit may also regulate the brightness of the bulb by adjusting the electrical current flowing through it. Improvement for electric bulb. Incorporate a light sensor. This will enable the system to adjust the brightness of the bulb based on the ambient light level in the room. Second, incorporate a programmer timer. This will allow user to set specific times for the electric bulb to turn on and off based on their daily schedule. Third, this is the block diagram for electric iron. When the switch is held down, it sends a signal to the control circuit, which activates an input driver. The input driver then sends a signal to the heating element to turn it on, causing it to heat up. Improvement for electric iron. First, incorporate temperature sensing and feedback control. This can result in the iron becoming too hot or not hot enough, leading to inefficient ironing. Second, timer. This will help prevent the iron from overheating or being left on for too long, which can be a safety hazard. Now we talk about the block diagram for hairdryer. When the switch is held down, it sends a signal to the control circuit, which activates an input driver. The input driver then sends a signal to the heating element to turn it on, causing it to heat up. The fan is also turned on, generating airflow that is directed through the heating element and out of the hairdryer nozzle. Improvement for hairdryer. First, adding safety features. The addition of safety features such as automatic shut-off can prevent overheating and reduce the risk of accident. Second, using better material for the hairdryer component. Using high quality material for the component of the hairdryer such as the heating element and the fan can improve the durability and efficiency of the system. Lastly, the block diagram for hair straightener. When the switch is held down, it sends a signal to the control circuit which activates an input driver. The input driver then sends a signal to the heating plate to turn them on, causing them to heat up. Lastly, improvement for hair straightener. Firstly, heat distribution. Important factor that affect the performance of hair straightener is the distribution of heat across the hair. Second, feedback system. Incorporating a feedback system into the open loop control system can also help to improve the performance of the hair straightener. Now I want to talk about advantage open loop. Firstly, fast response. Open loop system can respond quickly to change in the input signal since there is no need to process feedback information. Second, no stability issue. Since there is no feedback loop, open loop system do not suffer from stability issue that can arise in closed loop system. Now, let's talk about disadvantage of open loop. Firstly, no error correction. Open loop systems do not have the capability to correct error, so any error that occur will persist throughout the system. Second, no adaptability. Open loop systems do not have the capability to adapt the changing condition, which can limit their performance in dynamic environment. Lastly, sensitivity to external factors. Open loop control systems are sensitivity to external factors such as temperature, humidity, and other environmental factors.
Next is a closed loop system. A closed loop system, also known as feedback control system, is control system which use the concept of an open loop system as is a forward path but has one or more feedback loops or paths between its output and its input. The reference feedback simply means that some portion of the output is returned back to the input from part of the system excitation.
Firstly, is a smoke detector. This is the block diagram and the example picture of the smoke detector. For the block diagram is from input to the summing point to the voltage comparator to the motherboard and to the output, which is LED or buzzer. And the block diagram will cycle to smoke sensor and to the summing point. For this smoke detector, if smoke sensor detect the smoke, the LED or buzzer will turn on. For the improvement of the smoke detector, we can improve the system to send alert to the smartphone. Next, we can add longer lifetime battery to the smoke detector, so we don't need to replace the battery regularly. Next is a air conditioner. This is the block diagram of air conditioner and the example picture of the air conditioner. For the block diagram, from the desired temperature to the summing point, to the microcontroller, to the air conditioning system, to the output, and temperature sensor, and lastly to summing point. For the improvement of air conditioner, we can enhance the system to allow control via smartphone. Next, we can add temperature sensor to automatic turn on the air conditioner when the temperature goes above the set temperature. Thirdly, is a clothes dryer. This is the block diagram of clothes dryer and the example picture of the clothes dryer. For the block diagram, from the desired dryness to the controller, to the heating element, to the cloth, and the actual dryness, and sensor. The improvement we can do to the cloth dryer is we can use built-in diagnostic sensor to alert when a repair is needed or when it's time for a regular maintenance, such as a self-cleaning cycle. Next, we can add touch screen button to make it easier to select the function. Next is an automatic straight light. This is the block diagram of automatic straight light and the example picture. For the block diagram, it's from input to the summing point to the microcontroller to the light control, and from the light control is to sensor and to the summing point. For the improvement, we can add sensor to control the light based on movement detection. Next, we can add some smart security camera to monitor the street for guard the street. Next is a refrigerator. This is the block diagram and the example picture of refrigerator. For the block diagram, from desired temperature to the summing point to the controller to the compressor and to the heat flow change to the temperature sensor and to the summing point. For the improvement, we can add a system that can notify users when the system of the refrigerator is broken down. Next, we can add touchscreen panel to customize the cooling levels. Next is the advantage of closed loop. Closed loop control systems are more accurate even in the face of non-linearities. Next, the system's sensitivity can be reduced to make it more stable. Lastly, closed loop systems are less susceptible to noise. For the disadvantage, the closed loop control systems are costlier and complex. Next, feedback in a closed loop system may result in an oscillating response. And lastly is the feedback diminishes the system's total gain. That's all from me. Thank you.
I hope you guys understand what me and my group present to you about the open loop and closed loop system. If you guys have the question, you can comment below, and I hope till we meet again. Bye bye.